Event photographers, today I want to talk about how COVID-19 is affecting my photography business. It's gone. My business is gone. Um, I don't think it's just shut down temporarily. So, what I want to do is talk to you guys about how this affects me, a working photographer, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are working photographers as well. The thing is, there's a lot of YouTubers on, just hawking gear right now, and nobody's thinking, no working photographer who is now not working is thinking about gear at the moment. Like, yeah, a little bit, but like, do I give a damn about the new Canon R5 right now? Probably not, because I've seen my business completely disappear. And I don't have an ego about it because A, everyone's business has disappeared. I've talked to other top photographers in LA. Nobody's working. And B, I made this channel to actually help people and be honest and give some insight to especially newer photographers what being an actual professional is like. And you don't get that from YouTubers that are talking about photography. They aren't working photographers. They don't know what it actually means in some cases to actually be a professional photographer. And so that's why I made this channel. So, what I want to do is give you guys a bit of an understanding of what's going on for me, and hopefully inspire you guys or encourage you guys to prepare for situations like this. Nobody prepared for this, but it is important you prepare for a famine, for a recession, etc. So if you follow my channel, you guys might know I started my photography business in 2008. It didn't seem like there could ever be a worse time to start a business, but I did, and I slowly climbed out of the recession and built this business. Um, I always knew that there would be a day where we would be in a similar situation. I hoped it wouldn't be as severe. I thought that was a once in a lifetime type of recession. It was the Great Recession. It wasn't a small recession, which we tend to have about every 10 years. But I knew there would be another one, and I know what happens. I might not know everything about the economy, who does, but I know human behavior, and I know that trauma outlives the actual traumatic experience. So, unfortunately, in 2008, it took a long time for people to start really spending money, in my experience. And so, I foresee a situation like that. So, let me first talk about how I see the whole pandemic panning out as a non professional, just what I see, how I'm planning for it based off that. And then I want to talk about some options for what you guys can do about it and what I'm trying to do about it as well, because I have seen my livelihood completely wiped out. And it's a really frustrating experience to not only have your livelihood just completely wiped out. I mean, but I've always felt empowered where I'm smart enough, I'm hardworking enough. I feel like I can figure things out. But we're in a weird situation where you have to get really clever. You can't just lose your photography job and then go get another gig when everything's shut down. So, with my job, let's start there. I saw the writing on the wall a while ago, to be honest. I started disinfecting my classroom I teach in, I guess like a month and a half ago. I knew this was going to be bad. And so I started kind of protecting my students by disinfecting between every class before there were any guidelines to do anything like that. I knew something was up. I knew people were going to be scared to hire me, to hire any event photographer, to have an event at all, because I had clients already saying they wanted to hire me, but that they may not actually go through with the event. And I knew that was the beginning. I knew I wouldn't book those jobs, even though I'm like, yeah, just let me know, of course. But I kind of knew where this was going, and they didn't book me. And one by one, all my jobs that I had lined up disappeared. Then we went into a shutdown, and now I have to actually question how I'm going to continue to make my living. Now, I thought I could lean on teaching, but you guys have to understand, I'm not a full-time teacher. I teach for the city, and I'll just tell you guys, I make like 800 a month from teaching. I don't consider or have ever considered it my real income. I've always wanted to rely on my photography for my income. It was a nice bonus, but even that's been shut down. And we are going to move to virtual classes, and I've already begun recording those, but it's not going to be the same. We're already discussing if we don't know actually if we will open again, if we will have in-person classes. I think eventually we'll have to. Things will return to normal. But they're talking about maybe that not happening for 18 months. So who knows? So what I am doing to get by. I don't live paycheck to paycheck, but I don't have a tremendous amount of money saved. Who can really go like 6 months to a year without working? The reality is that what I was getting at earlier is that I think this is going to far outlive the actual risk of getting the coronavirus. I think things hopefully will die down in 3 months. There are talks about it coming back in the fall, but I think people will be better equipped. Hospitals will be better equipped to deal with that new influx. They just weren't prepared before. And I think people will realize we have to carry on. Like when London was being bombed in World War II, just carry on. And so people will want to just carry on. It is frustrating, but the problem I see is that I think the fear will outlive that, and it will take a lot longer for me to book a job. I thought it would be 3 to 6 months about 2 months ago. I was like, oh, I'm not going to work. This is going to be bad. But now I think we might be looking at 6 months to a year. You guys let me know what you think. So what am I doing to get by? Well, for now, savings, unemployment was never an option if you're self-employed. They're not really doing me a favor by keeping me employed as a teacher because I can't collect unemployment. However, that said, and I can make a whole video on this stuff step by step on how to go through the process because I've already done it and I think it might help people. It's very overwhelming and just having someone tell you how to do it step by step. But you can apply for unemployment as a freelancer now. I don't know how it works, and I've looked online everywhere, and I can't find really good information on how you can actually, how they determine what you're eligible for. But you guys have to remember that anyone that's eligible for unemployment is also going to get a $600 per week increase in their unemployment. So for teaching, I only qualified for like $49. And I only had like $1,500 paid into the system, but I would get another $600. But we are most likely, they haven't said officially, but we are most likely going to return to work, but it's not official, it's not guaranteed. But if I do return to work, even virtually, then I will still be eligible to apply for unemployment as someone who is a sole proprietor. Gig workers, anyone that gets like a 1099, like you're going to be eligible. So that's that. There's also a $10,000 business grant. It's like a loan that's also can be a grant based off my current understanding of it. I applied and it took less than 15 minutes. And I really recommend you guys do that. Basically, if it's $10,000, but if it's used in certain ways, it's actually forgiven. So it becomes a grant. And that will be super helpful. I've also found an organization that gives out free loans. You can contact me if you're interested in it. I don't know, they're LA based, but I don't know if you need to be in LA. And I actually am going to receive that free loan. It's a free loan because there's no interest. And you guys know, anytime you should know this, if you can take money without interest, you should take it, even if you don't need it. I do probably need it. I mean, I definitely need it, but I'm counting on, I'm hoping that I will get other sources of income. So, lastly, I thought, okay, it looks like teaching will happen, but I was like, okay, no shooting, no teaching, YouTube. YouTube's the way to go. I'll continue doing that. The problem with YouTube is that I only made about $100 on YouTube before, and that's with like almost 30 from Patreon. So about $70 in ads, 30 from Patreon. I'm now making probably like 40 on the ads because I'm doing something very niche. I am it didn't take me long, not because of like how awesome I am, but when you use vidIQ, which gives you like schematics or whatever for YouTube videos, it says I'm the top creator for event photography. And I mean, like, I was the top creator a long time ago before I really just started producing a lot of event photography stuff. The reason I do it is because I realized there was a hole in that when it came to YouTube. There wasn't really anyone doing it. There were scattered event photography videos, and of course they weren't the bread and butter stuff that's really going to help you build a business or be a better photographer. It was like, how to make money as an event photographer, and those very like top 5 type videos and that kind of thing. And I didn't think that was the most helpful way to help people. Yes, they do get more views, but my goal here is to help people. So YouTube's going to be tough, but what I've decided is that no matter what, even if the videos aren't getting many views right now, because I need to explain this, the algorithm isn't really, it's not that the algorithm is messing up or anything. That's not changed. A huge percentage of my viewers were basically people booking their first job and then looking on YouTube on how to go about shooting an event, because it can be a very scary thing if you've never done it before. And nobody's booking jobs, and so nobody's watching those videos. My film photography videos are doing about the same, but really the videos that were driving my growth and driving my paltry ad revenue pretty much aren't really delivering right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double down on it anyway. I don't care if people aren't watching it as much. My hopes are that when they come back, when things improve, people will watch it. I really believe in what I'm doing. I really believe that I'm helping people. And what really motivates me is that I didn't get that help. I did this on my own. And maybe I'm a stubborn guy. There's a part of me that's like, just go for it, And that's what I did. But I do wish I had some sort of a mentor. And based off the feedback I've gotten for these videos, it keeps me going. It keeps me going a lot more than anything. Patreon is going to help me make this sustainable. But anyway, going to continue with it. I'm also going to expand what I'm doing. If you guys check out my Patreon, you can see that I'm going to be offering like Skype sessions, critiques, other different levels you can enjoy if you want more additional help. And then when the dust settles, I've decided I'm going to start offering photography workshops on my own. I'm limited by what I can do at a city art center, and I want to start doing workshops in LA where we go to different locations and I give you guys hands-on shooting and advice, because I know this is like 10 years of experience. People learn best when they're shooting, when they go hands-on. And yeah, photography is technical, but it's all weird. Like, it's hard to really kind of get a firm grasp of things until you actually do it in practice. Until then, it can be kind of a confusing thing when you're talking about f-stops and all the different lingo that it's not familiar to you if you're starting out. All right, long video, but I wanted to give you guys some honest thoughts on what's going on with COVID that you're probably not going to get from your average photography YouTuber, because they're not working photographers and nothing's changed for them. But for me, my life has significantly been impacted by this, and I believe in the end, it's daunting, it can be bleak, but I really do believe that I can use this to grow as a person, to grow my business and make the best of it. And I think we all can. And so I hope you guys are able to. Let me know how you guys are handling everything. Send you guys peace, love, and see you guys soon.